All right, Matthew, let's get you your hitting evaluation to go along with the outfield eval here. So what I see here, good setup to start. I like that. Where your hands are at is good. You load back. Let's make sure we can find some consistency. And you may very well be consistent with it, but with as much bat movement as we have pre-pitch, let's make sure we can get into a consistent slot with that barrel the entire time. So here's what I like with where your barrel is at. That's the correct angle to be. But now, if I had the camera facing you from the pitcher's perspective, in my opinion, what I can tell, your barrel is too straight up and down as opposed to being laid flat more towards your shoulder. So it's too straight up and down with that. And not straight up and down this way. This is good, but straight up and down as far as the knob of the bat may be facing this spot right here as opposed to facing down by your toe. So just angle that bat a little bit more towards your shoulder. I think you'll be in a better spot to go attack the baseball from there. Good job getting that foot down into the right spot. Now, when you attack the baseball, you go at it with your lower half pretty well, but your elbow gets in front of your hips, which means your lower half is actually trailing your upper half, and we need that to be the other way around. You want your lower half to lead your upper half through the zone to get as much power as we can. Right now your elbow is ahead of, if you can see that there, your elbow is ahead of your hips. We need your hips and your belt buckle to go, and then your elbow follows. And then you end up getting it way out in front of you here instead of being back maybe right here, which is right off of your front toe. That would be where we'd want that to be at. So the other part of it is this. Your shoulders, there's going to be a little bit of dip in your shoulders. There always will be. But your shoulders are dipped really, really heavily down, and it makes it hard to get your barrel on plane and stay there for a long time. So right now it's on plane, but then if your shoulders are dipped that much, your barrel is going to end up flying up this way rather than being able to stay on plane with the baseball for as long as possible. So we don't want to dip quite as much as we are. Good finish though. You're really you're getting your upper half and your lower half all the way around, so it means you're using it pretty well. Other part of it is this. We typically want to work off of a stiff front side. So right now you have your knee like that. We would want to see that be pretty straight so that you're staying behind the baseball. Now your weight is towards your back knee, which is good, but we don't want your front side to be quite as flexed as that. We want it to be a little more straight, so you're working off a stiff front side. That way everything you've generated with your lower half, or your hips, I should say, has a stopping point essentially, working off a stiff front side instead of losing everything with your front side and getting on a soft front side. So let's look at your next swing now. See if there's anything different here. Again, that barrel's a little bit too straight up and down right there. The angle of the bat's good, but it's too straight up and down this way. The foot gets in the right spot. Again, the elbow is ahead of the back hip, which we don't want. We want to have the hips lead. And similar thing with your shoulder where it's super dipped there as opposed to being straight on that. So similar thing on that second swing. You're able to find barrel a lot though, which is good. Let's look at one more swing, see if there's anything different. Looks pretty similar. When you're landing, you're getting kind of on the inside heel of your foot. Let's try to be more on the ball of our foot so that we're able to have a little bit more weight load onto that and still stay solid with the front side. Still dipping with that back shoulder pretty heavily, and the front side again, so you're here instead of being one straight line. So it's pretty consistent with your swing, and again, consistency is actually a good thing. It helps us with a couple of things if you're consistent. Number one, you can make a lot of different things work for you if you're consistent with it at the very least, and it also means that if we're trying to correct you on something, it's just one thing that we got to correct you on, or one or two things that we have to correct you on, because it's consistent every single time. It's not something that it's 5 or 6 different things. It's just a few different things you do every single time, that we could just tweak that and get the most out of what we're using with our swing. So I hope that helped. Hopefully you're able to see some of the things that we're seeing on that video evaluation, and again, take this along with your outfield evaluation and are able to apply it to your game. So thank you.